In this video, we are going over how to choose who you want to be, how to actually do that, a little more on what I mean. That's coming up next. Hi guys, it's Dave here from HeartSpace, where we are helping you expand your consciousness, awareness, and of course, your heart. So if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you are notified when we release our daily videos. Now in this one, I want to talk about a really cool concept, a really cool topic that I've seen pay huge dividends in my life. I've seen have a huge impact on my life, and it's how to literally choose who you want to be. So have you ever looked at someone and went, I really wish I had more of the characteristics of this person? Or you looked at a certain, even like movie star, TV character, animated character, superhero, or just regular person in real life and went, I wish I was more like them. I love this thing about them. I love their confidence. I love their charisma. I love something about them. And you wish you could be more like that. Well, I'm actually going to tell you that you can actually be more like that. In fact, you can choose in each and every moment who you want to be. Let me explain. You see, in each moment, you get to choose who you are in relationship to the moment. One thing to keep in mind is all there ever is in actual reality is right now. The past and future are just things that we concoct or cook up in our brains, in our minds. You can't actually live in the past, and you can't actually project into the future, so to speak. You're always in the here, you're always in the now, which means you're always in the moment. And in the moment, you can choose, like I said, who you want to be in relationship to the moment. Now, what you are is always going to be the same thing, and for me, that is a co-creative, divine, infinite being. And that's a topic for another video, which we can get into later. But who you are is something you can choose. This is why you see so many people change, because if who they were was one thing and they can never change and they can never be someone else or choose to be something else, then no one would ever change. You would see someone at 16 be the same at 26, 36, 46, all the way until they're in their 90s or whenever they pass away. There would be no change if who you are was set in stone and was concrete and it was not changeable. The fact of the matter is, like I've mentioned in videos before, most of us re-choose the same thoughts, words, and actions from the previous day. And so the reason most people don't change, the reason people always seem to stay as who they are, even though they wish they were something else, is because every single day, 95% of the time, they are thinking the same thoughts, they are saying the same words, and they're taking similar actions from the previous day. And when those days add up and become habitual, that becomes who you are, except you're doing this in a very unconscious manner. So what if you took conscious control of this process, and instead of going, I'm just going to keep doing the things I've always been doing, you went, I want to be more like this. What does someone like this think? What does someone like this say? What does someone like this do? How can I be more of that thing that I actually want? To actually become more of who you want to be in each moment, you have to actually know who you're being right now. If you have been the same person, if you've been choosing the same patterns each and every single day, solidifying them, making them more powerful, the longer you've been doing them, you need to be honest with yourself and go, first and foremost, that's where I am. Like I mentioned in a previous video on Is Your Life on Autopilot, to change, you need to know first where you are, and you need to be honest about it. It's not bad. You do not need to feel guilty about it. That's not the point. The point is to have the clarity, the awareness of where you are, and then you can choose where you want to go. You could say, I'm someone who's very nervous. Maybe you're someone who wants to do YouTube videos and you're nervous in front of the camera. I used to be, but as you can tell right now, I don't have those nerves anymore. Because I started out as someone who was nervous, admitted it, and said, I'm going to become someone who's more charismatic, who's more fun in front of the camera, who's more confident in front of the camera. And lo and behold, that ended up happening over time, the more I chose that identity. And you can do the same for other areas in your life. So for example, you're not confident. Why? Because you have been choosing over and over again the same behaviors, thoughts, words every single day, at least 90% of the time, and you've chosen, and you have chosen, whether you've done it unconsciously or consciously, most likely unconsciously if you chose to not be confident, but you've unconsciously chose Those same words, thoughts, actions that led to this unconfident, lack of confident identity that you currently are holding on to. And so how do we shift that? You have to break the pattern. You have to write down, identify, what does someone with confidence, the confidence that I want to display at least, what do they think about? What do they say? What do they do? How do they carry themselves? Are they morally corrupt, or do they have good morals? What are their values? And when you identify that and you have that awareness, you can then work on doing those things, thinking those thoughts, and bring yourself more into that energy. So you have to understand the power of your thoughts and the power of your language is so important. Now that's only one part of the equation. The action that you actually take from that foundation is probably the most important thing, but the power of your thoughts and your words will shape your reality, will shape the way you see yourself, and the way you see yourself is how the world's going to see yourself. It's going to be reflected back to you. So no one's going to see you as a confident, charismatic person if you don't see yourself like that. It's not going to happen accidentally. You know, maybe in some rare cases you can fake it till you make it, but that's not satisfying, is it? That's not fulfilling, because deep down inside you know it's not true. You have to make the first move. You have to start before someone sees you as something. You have to first see yourself as it. You have to choose what it is you want to be. So again, make sure you come in with the mindset that you are changeable and that you have a choice here. Because if you come in with the mindset of no one's changeable, which is provably untrue, but if you come in with that mindset, people don't change. That's one people like to throw around a lot. I don't know why, since there's infinite amount of evidence that does not support that or supports that that's not true. People do change. But if you come in with that mindset, I don't change. You come in with the mindset of, I can't do this, I've always been this way, you're not going to change. Just not. You need to alter your perception, alter your mindset if you actually want to start living more as who you want to be. Now, this is where it gets fun. Because who you are, who you want to be, can change from situation to situation. I had a really successful instructor tell me in an audience really that one of the cool things you could do is you can put on identities. And he made a great analogy, which I'll go over in another video because it's very long and it's going to take too much time here, but you can put on identities. When you're in the gym, you want to be one way. You want to have one identity. When you're at work, you want a different one, right? If you're the warrior at work, and you're getting hyped up and pumping people up and it's a quiet environment, that's not going to work. But at the gym, being the warrior, having the identity of the warrior as someone who's strong and resilient and perseveres and is energized is perfect for that environment. It's perfect to get you the results you want in the gym. But let's say you come home and you have a girlfriend and you have a wife or something similar, a partner. Is your partner gonna want that identity, or do you want to choose that identity when you're with your partner? No, you probably want to be more of the romantic or the supporter or something of that nature. And so you shift based on your situation. And you may think, well, what about being completely aligned and authentic all the time? You're still authentic. What you are never changes. Who you are changes. Not what you are, who you are. You can't change what you are. You are what you are. But who you are can change. And so, you can go into each of these situations, either allowing this change to be unconscious, where it's just happening to you through circumstance, through other people telling you what you are, through habits that you formed long ago that you're not aware of, or you can start to take conscious control of it and choose in each situation more and more who you want to be in relationship to the moment or the situation. So let some of that sink in, guys. I hope that makes sense. Another thing you can start doing is use I am statements in the present tense. Remember, we are present. We are in the moment. We are not in the past. We are not in the future. State it now. State who you want to be, who you are, what you desire now. Present tense, I am, not I want, not I kinda would like. I am. All right, guys, that'll do it for this video. That is how to choose who you want to be. And some of that might sound a little wacky to you. I don't blame you. It would have sounded wacky to me at one point in time. But what I ask of you is instead of just dismissing an idea like this that might be fresh or new or sound a bit bizarre to you, try it out. Try this out for a month. Just choose who you want to be in each situation and actually write down who you want to be, what that person thinks like, what they think about, what their values are, what they look like, how do they carry themselves? Are they slumped over like this, or their shoulders back, their heads, heads back, and they're confident? Write out all the characteristics of this identity you wish to be, and watch as you start to move more into it. Watch as, because it's in your awareness, you actually start to choose it more. And then come back in a month and tell me if you're not different. All right, guys, thank you once again. More videos on the way every single day, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of them. And I'll see you in the next one.